Welcome to Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is Tuesday, the 13th of August, 2019. Hey, gang, an update here for Hong Kong. I'm going to say it's getting real serious. It's been serious for a while now, but there's been a clash between protesters and police. And this story just came up in Zero Hedge. And I will link it down below so you can go right to this. But take a look at this video. Now, these are, police that are trying to take care of protesters, and the protesters are starting to fight back, with the police. And in fact, you see that one protester got the baton away from the cop and was hitting the cop with it. He drew his firearm, and miraculously, he maintained self-control and did not pull the trigger. He never pulled the trigger. Excellent control by the police there, but I have so many comments as soon as this video is finished here. And like I said, you guys can actually go to the link down below and watch that video for yourself. Okay, so let's boil down what's going down in Hong Kong right now. The youngsters, or the young people there, I say that because they're the main protesters. For all I know, the middle-aged people feel the same way. Do not want their freedoms taken away, and they're getting legislated away anyway. The government does not care what the people think. Now we could go back to the Prime Minister or President of Hong Kong and talk about her, but it's the legislature as well. So basically, you have people that are fighting to keep their rights, and since their voices are not being heard, clashes like this are inevitable, absolutely inevitable. And you would think the government would go, well, the people don't want these freedoms taken away, so we have to find some sort of compromise, or we have to literally draw back and and keep the freedoms in place for now while we have a new conversation. But that's not what's going on here. They're pushing forward with taking away freedom of speech, basically not free access to internet, but access to all of the internet, so it's not, censored like they have in China. And these are, basic freedoms we have here in the United States, kind of. But at any rate, I'm just going to say that this is just the beginning. What you're seeing here in this video is just the beginning. Now, in America, things are a little bit different because the police are sworn to uphold the Constitution and recognize people's rights, and slowly but surely some of them are not. This is actually happening in the United States, where they are not recognizing the Fourth Amendment, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and many other amendments. So we're going to start seeing more clashes with police because they are not recognizing this. I understand they have a job to do, and keeping the peace is what they are, trying to do in Hong Kong as well. But the fact is, they're trying to keep the peace with people who are literally fed up and see no other way than to fight, physically fight for their freedom. And that's what Hong Kong is up against right now. Unfortunately, this is a show of force. He did draw his duty pistol, but he did not fire. So I meant a tip of my hat to you, sir, for not firing your weapon, because I'm not sure it was called for. He was hitting, the protester was hitting that police officer with the very baton that he had taken from the police officer. So, deadly force for something like that probably isn't called for. I don't think the officer necessarily feared for his life either, because he knew there were other officers in the area that could definitely come to his aid. So, at any rate, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit more, and there's more pictures in this from the protest. But here is another picture with a guy who is, doing the covering up one eye thing. And I ask anyone who is following Truth, Money, and Freedom on YouTube to explain to me if this is something Chinese, because really I see it as Illuminati covering up one eye. I'm not sure if this is part of the theme of going against, the Hong Kong government, or I don't know. I'm asking you guys if you guys know. I don't have an answer for that. But in America, that is a symbol of solidarity with the Illuminati or the New World Order. That is what that represents in America. And I keep seeing pictures like this. And please, if someone has any more information on this, please let me know in the comments section down below. I would much appreciate it. Um, okay, well, I will link this down below so you guys can actually, see this and see the video for yourselves. And, once again, it's heating up in Hong Kong, gang. There's no doubt about it. And the Chinese military is gearing up to go in there pretty soon. And that's where unfortunately, the stool sample hits the fan. Because if those protesters maintain, and by the way, I applaud them. I applaud them. And this is going to sound harsh, but um, I applaud them because they've got a lot of courage. And they're doing what they feel is right. And I feel that them protesting, taking away their basic rights, um, is a good thing to do. And going up against the cop, that is a miracle. That cop maintained his self-control. It was just a miracle. And he obviously values human life, knew that his life wasn't really threatened, and therefore couldn't justify pulling the trigger. And we need more cops like that all over the world, not just in Hong Kong, but in the United States too. Most cops are pretty good at that sort of thing. They don't pull their firearm and pull the trigger unless they really have a good reason. I know there are exceptions to this. But, okay, gang, that's the update on Hong Kong. You guys all have a wonderful day, and may God bless each and every one of you.